This is Colin Thompson. Welcome back to the latest edition in our COVID coaching series. We hope you find these videos helpful to you and your family during this unusual time. Today we have Coach Elise Li, who has returned to us. Actually, she's returned to us and she's also returned to her home in Beijing. If you recall, the last time we talked to Elise, she had planned on spending 1 week in her hometown. However, due to being in her hometown at the exact moment when the regulations took place here in China, she ended up spending 13 weeks at home. So she returned to Beijing last week, and today she's going to share with us her experience being by herself, being single in that mandatory 14-day quarantine. So Elise Li, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Colin. Wow, I can't imagine how long I have been talking with you last time. Yeah, I'm in self-quarantine, and now it's about more than 1 week. So I'm so excited and cannot wait to go out after 5 days more. Yeah.
How did it feel? I'm quite sure you had a special feeling when your plane touched down in Beijing. How did it feel actually walking through your front door again?
Well, let me tell you, it's complicated. It's familiar and it's strange to me. Just walking into my room and yeah, the first impression I got is I cannot believe that I have been left so long because this is out of plan. Yeah. And after I arrived to the house, the room, I started doing the big clean. I spent the first day to clean all the things, the dust, and then change the furniture. And I do a lot of work that day. I don't know, just feel like, oh, I need to do that.
Right. Now, were you allowed, when you landed at the airport, did you go directly home or were you tested first?
Well, actually, I came back by the railway station, railway, yes, because my hometown is so close to Beijing. And I know that I will be in the self-quarantine as soon as I arrived. So I didn't go back. I didn't come back directly. I went to see my boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just met him and had a coffee and talk a few words and just come back.
Okay. So you came back by the train, and you mentioned before that you came back around during the first week of April because you wanted to avoid the mass movement of people on April 8th. Guys, as you may or may not know, Wuhan, which was the epicenter of the outbreak, was literally shut down. You could not go in or out of Wuhan for almost 78 days. No in, no out. And on April 8th, they opened the city back up. And in one single day, up to 70,000 people traveled that first day, within the first 12 hours. So people were really looking forward to getting out. So at least you planned your travel a few days before that to avoid that rush of people. And from what I understand, you did not when you got back to Beijing, you did not have to go in any testing. You were supposed to go from a train to your home, but you stopped to see your boyfriend, which we understand first, to have some coffee and tea. I'm glad you could spend more time back with him after being gone for 13 weeks. So the 14-day quarantine, share with us some real aspects of it. I understand that you're not allowed to leave for any reason. They deliver food to you, and you must self-report certain things every day. So tell us some really more details about that 14-day quarantine.
Yes, as soon as I arrived in the community, I just registered in the gate, and people give me a lot of report to fill. How did I get back, by train or by airplane, or which number is it, and who I met, or just to report every detail. So after I do that, they give me a few papers and also a temperature testing tool, and also ask me to report my temperature every day. And after I come back to my home, I cannot go out anymore. And if I order food, the community staff will help me to deliver all the things I ordered, but only one time, 1 day. No more like extra things, just a staple food or vegetable or something you need as for a living. So I came back and I know, wow, this is a journey, like 14 days for myself. And I start to realize that, and I don't know, I'm trying to, get used to this kind of single self-quarantine life.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you mentioned that you had to register at your gate. So what that means is at the front of every apartment complex here, you have a table now, which wasn't there before. But at the table, they take all your information. And
Exactly. Yeah.
what's exciting now is well, not exciting, but interesting. They track everything now by an app. So there's an app now that where you scan a QR code. It has all your information, where you traveled, who you've seen, your temperature, your government ID number. So it's very invasive, but they want to make sure that if they later find out that you were exposed, or somebody you were with was exposed, they can track you down and do that tracing, right? So it's very important
Yes.
to do this. So it's very responsible for individuals. It may seem like intrusive because they're literally tracking ALL of your movement, okay? Everywhere you go, they're tracking. Now, granted, once you're in that 14-day quarantine, you should not be going anywhere. And at least I don't know what it's like where you are, but I do know. And guys, Beijing was hit hard also. And Beijing being a capital city, they had some really strict measures, which is one of the reasons why Elise didn't come back sooner. But I'm quite sure that if she tries to leave, they will know instantly, right? Have you had any experience where you felt like you wanted to leave, or did they warn you about any consequences if you leave?
Yeah. I try to check with them if I can just go downstairs to have a walk. They said no, because if you just come down and we see you, and you will start from the day one for the self-quarantine again. Yeah. And you can just go out of the door. So, and they told me every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, there will be some staff come to pick up the trash. So I will have some, daily life, have some garbage, some trash. So people will just serve you, by the way they are. And I have to follow all the rules. Just be really good girl during the 14 days. Yeah.
Well, I agree. I think, as you said, a lot of people who have felt a certain way, they follow the rules. If you follow the rules in 14 days, they will set you free, so to speak. But if you do violate, you will have to start over again. And in this situation, everybody is a security guard. Your next door neighbors, the old down the hall. Watching because everybody wants to make sure that there is no chance of they and their family being infected. So I think it's okay. 14 days inside, I think you're going to learn a lot more about yourself. You mentioned though that food delivery. So each day, do they take your order? Do you put the order in the night before? How do they arrange the food delivery?
Well, actually, I just order online, and they will just deliver the delivery after 3 p.m. every day. I cannot get the food before 3 p.m. So I have to, kind of save the food every day. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so
I can order in the morning, but I can get it in the afternoon. So, yeah.
Okay, so you get it the same day, but it's not ordering from restaurant. These are groceries that you're cooking.
No. I can order from the restaurant, but I prefer don't. Yeah, I just order some groceries from like vegetables or fruit or staple food. Yeah, just I cook myself and trying to be healthy. Yeah.
And no matter whether it's a restaurant or a groceries, only one per day maximum.
Yes, you have to plan what you want today. And personally, I'm a very I rejected for the delivery because it's not environmental friendly. I hate delivery, so I just trying to order like once a week for what I want. Yes.
Yeah, that's very interesting because
just twice. Yeah,
you have to plan ahead. You have to order your breakfast, your lunch, the night before, or order enough groceries so that you can have enough food, right? Whatever it takes, you're not going outside. You also mentioned that you must self-report. So what information are you reporting on a daily basis? And who are you reporting this information to?
It's all the community, like you said, security team. They got a bunch of people, volunteer and the staff who work for the community. So just get together to build up a team, call them like security team. So you just share your temperature every day in the group. So they will see, she's still alive and healthy, normal. Yes, online.
It's an online app. And you made a very good point there. and I'm stressing this. Excuse me. Prior to the COVID outbreak, we have security guards who, check people who are coming into a building. When this took place, they asked for volunteers, and these volunteers are typically more senior residents who are stepping up. And I got to tell you, these people became super security guards. I mean, they would not let anybody in without proper documentation. No excuses, you're not getting in, or no excuses, you're not getting out, right? So I want to say that they did a great job. And again, they're the ones who are coming in contact with a lot of people on a daily basis. But those same security guards who were, I guess you could say, had a very easy job, they had a lot of stress coming overnight, because now they had to maintain what we call not just structure, but maintain policies. And as you know, a lot of residents want to go around policies, and these guys, man, they really did a great job. Initially, the first 2 weeks, they had a lot of complaints because people want to live their life. But ultimately, and at least you can talk to this, ultimately, they did a great job imposing their will on people and making sure that everybody followed the regulations exactly as they were put out.
Yes, just as you just shared, they are so responsible. Like sometimes, well, I don't want to judge, but like the experience I had for the last week, we have been communicate for the trash, how to pick up the trash, what time, how to do that. They have a really strict like procedure.
Right.
And if I don't follow the procedure, they will call me and they will just knock the door and inform me and try to make sure that I follow the procedure. So they told us like, you have to inform the community staff before you just put the trash outside the room, and you inform the staff first, and then you wait them to call you, with them to knock your door, and then you pick up the trash. And you cannot just put out the trash outside your house. And and every morning is 9 a.m. You cannot be early or be later. So spend a lot of time to communicate on this trash pickup.
Yeah. I know in some places it's very, very strict on how they do it. They take the trash away and incinerate it right away. It doesn't go to the same place where regular trash goes. And again, I mean, they had that strict schedule, and I think it makes sense. So I hope you're doing fine there. I know some foreigners. I think Chinese nationals and foreigners have different experiences, because if you get in trouble for violating, you start over again. Maybe pay a fine or something, but you're not going to get kicked out of the country. Some foreigners have been literally kicked out of the country for violating. Now, what will happen is they will continue. They'll start over the 14-day. Once the 14 days finish, they are removed from the country, and you can't come back for 5 years. So I know a lot of foreigners now don't violate also, right? Because it's just not worth it. And they really celebrate once they're free. But,
I tell you, this is really similar like a prison life. I tell you.
Well, hopefully you don't know real prison life, but maybe it's not that bad, quite frankly, because you still have all access to your TVs, to your Wi-Fi, to this and that. But in prison, you typically don't have access to your friends and family. So you're alone there. You live by yourself. How are you keeping in contact with your loved ones, with your friends, and you have a boyfriend in the same city? How are you guys keeping in contact? Does he go downstairs and you just look at him out the window and wave?
No, because he cannot come into my community. I mean, the gate. He cannot come in. No, he can't, because after I'm released, after I got free, after I finished this self-quarantine, I got a card. Healthy card. I got the card and I can just free to go out and come in. So he didn't live in my community, so he cannot go in to see me anyway. So we still communicate in the WeChat and online. Yeah, just like that way.
What?
Yeah, still.
Because here in Shanghai, again, same thing. Visitors were not allowed in, but now visitors can come back in. So in Beijing, still no in Beijing.
No.
Wow.
No.
That's interesting. Okay, so I guess you guys talk a lot during doing online WeChat and the phone and whatnot. So continue to do that. As you know, it's very important to continue communication. I'm going to ask you to summarize. So can you just summarize what's been your experience? You are at day 8 now. You have about 5 more days, 6 more days in your quarantine. Can you summarize your experience thus far?
Yeah, well, it's more like the first thing you have to prepare is your mindset, because this is gonna be a 14 days self quarantine, and you have to keep a very stable mood. Like, although I'm in self quarantine, it means I'm isolated to outside, but I still got a lot of support from the outside as well, because so many people out there are serving you, support you for the trash picking up, for delivery food, or just for spirit support, your family or friends. So just adjust your mood to be really stable, as recognize, okay, I will be here for myself for the next 14 days, but I still got a lot of support outside.
Grateful, some gratitude.
Yeah, grateful. Yes, just feel that way, and just make a plan to your daily work, daily life, and prepare to make a plan for your food. Yeah, this is very important at this moment. It's very important, because if you are just making one mistake, didn't get enough food, you may feel very angry and hungry first, and then angry. Yeah, a lot of emotions just rising up. So just take care of your physical body. It's really important at this moment.
Yeah.
And I just open my window from time to time to take some deep breaths of the fresh air, to look outside, to still be connected with the nature, because there are trees, there are birds outside, right? So this is also very important. And I do some exercise as well. Try to keep the energy up, holding that, and be nice to the people who are trying to support you in the community, and they have been doing this for quite a long time, and sometimes it's become a routine, and you show some respect and try to be nice to communicate with them. I mean, they're not bad people. They're trying to support
and
you.
You're dealing with so many people who are, you're one person. And on the opposite, they're dealing with so many people who have returned. So I agree with much everybody who's still working outside. A tremendous amount of gratitude. So Elise Li, thanks for coming back. And the next time we talk to you, you are going to be, you have your prison stripes on, right? Your prison stripes on. Next time we talk to you, you're going to be free. And we look forward to learning more about the first things you're doing now that you have your freedom. So thanks for joining, and we'll catch you again.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.